So number 4, the first number 4, from worksheet 5. A vertical television mast is mounted on the roof of a building. From a point 750 from the base of the building, the angles of elevation to the bottom and top of the mast measure 34 and 50. How tall is the mast? So there's our building. There's the antenna. 750 feet away. Angle of elevation to the bottom is 34. Angle of elevation to the top. So from ground all the way up, that angle of elevation is 50. How tall is the mast? Okay. Well, there's a couple ways to get there on this problem. If you want to look at just that top triangle and think H is across from 16, that's true, but you don't know anything else about that triangle, so that's not, I don't know how helpful that is. Yeah, I don't know if that does us a whole lot. I think it's an easier thing to look at the two triangles separately and find the height of the orange triangle. I'll just call them Y1, and then the height of the green triangle, call that Y2, and then H would just be the difference between those two. I think that's going to be an easier way to go. So looking at the orange triangle, let's see. I want to know Y1. Oh, we can know this angle, and then we can have a law of sines thing. So across from, or not across from 34, but if this is a 90-degree angle, then 56 plus 34 plus 90 would be 180. So we can do sine of 56 over 750 equals sine of 34 over Y1. Again, how much work you show is kind of up to you, but you definitely need to show that first equation so I can know your thought process. 750 sine 34 divided by sine 56. So Y1 is 505.881. Looking at the green triangle, let's see, that top angle would be, goodness, this is a lot of geometry, a lot of being careful here. So if this is 50, then this has to be 40 for that to be a right triangle, for the green triangle to work. So sine of 40 over 750 equals 40 over 750 equals sine of 50 over Y2. That'll give me the height, the total height. 750 sine 50 divided by sine 40. So Y2 is 893.815. Those are the two heights, so now I'll just subtract them to get the height of the antenna. So 387.934 feet. Again, there's at least two other ways to work that problem because you got three triangles, the bottom one, the top one, and an overall one. So depending on how you view things and what you want to do with your geometry, there's more than one way to get there on that one. So you could definitely do SOHCAHTOA, and eventually you could do law of sines. So there's, again, several ways to get there on that one. So looking at number 6, Newtown is 8 miles east of Old Town. So Newtown is 8 miles east of Old Town. Littleton is 10 miles northwest of Old Town. Remember your compass directions here. So northwest would be out this way, 10 miles to Littletown. How far is it from Newtown to Littletown? So that distance. Now I hope everyone could get that far, because that's just a matter of knowing your cardinal directions there. As that picture sits right now, there's not enough information to solve that triangle. And so that's part of the confusing part. This northwest, like it should have said like due northwest or exactly northwest. Because then we would know that that angle is 90 plus 45 or 135. So that was kind of the trick on that one, is this northwest meant you were exactly northwest. But it didn't say that, so it's a good one to ask about. Alright, I don't have law of sines because I don't have things across from each other. Or I have side angle side, which means law of cosines, so I'll use d squared and cosine of 135. Fill in all the stuff in the middle. Hopefully you've done law of cosines enough where you don't have to flip to your notes and like try to figure out, well, who's A and who's B and who's C. As long as you get the angle and side across from each other, and then just fill in the rest. 8 squared plus 10 squared times 2 times 8 times 10. It's hard to plan out how much room you need to write the equation. So algebraically, that's a pretty easy one. That's, I guess you would say there's really not even any algebra in it. You're just typing it into the calculator. And don't forget to square root your answer, because otherwise that would look 810, 277 doesn't seem quite right. 16.647 miles. And that looks about right for the picture. But again, the tricky part was that 135 being due northwest.